Hey, El Deuterino here again. So, a good few years ago during the Bat Wuhan crisis in 2020, I decided to play a series I'd always wanted to try called The Walking Dead. Now, I gotta be honest, I got emotionally invested in this series, man. Hell, the dude even teared up a bit. But that emotional investment can turn ugly, especially when there are certain characters that are just pieces of shit. Yeah. I'm specifically referring to season two of the series. Now, there was one fuckwit in particular that got my ass straight into my study to unload a big, fat, juicy essay onto why they are so fucking irredeemable. I mean, this character got to the dude so much that I was dead ass yelling at the screen. Well, it's a good thing I have thick walls around here. In fact, this character is so fucking bad, I'd compare them to Griffith from Berserk. Yeah, I said it. Want to have a guess who it is? And no, it's not Arvo, that Russian kid. Believe it or not. It's fucking Bonnie. So have yourself a white Russian cocktail as we get into the list of reasons why Bonnie sucks and deserves to receive a one-way ticket to hell. Oh, just a quick note. We are getting into spoiler territory for Walking Dead seasons 1 and 2. Number 1, she was the worst character in the 400 Days DLC. Right off the bat. First time I get to play this Bonnie, I really did not connect at all with her character. She was easily groomed by this one guy, and it's heavily implied she is a junkie too. And I have absolutely no doubt that she would continue this quote unquote friendship with this individual, even though he was married. What a scumbag. Not only that, she accidentally kills this man's wife, but the player is given the choice to lie that she didn't do it when the guy runs over to the scene. Well, I mean, of course I'm going to pick the lie option, man. I mean, this character is already a scumbag, so I may as well role play as one. Number 2, she has ruined every single survivor group she has ever been with. After 400 days, she fucks off with some of the other survivors to a tyrant called Carver. No matter what, this bitch is the only character that defaults to going with the group and does not want to question their legitimacy. All she cares about is being babysat and will go over to the group that provides this. Notice how she is the only character from Carver's group that survives and joins Clementine's group. I mean, don't get me fucking started on what she does at the end. I will bring that up later. Number 3, she almost gets Clementine killed. So there is a part where Clementine, aka the star of the show, and this other guy, I believe his name was Mike, well, they tried to get through this shutter to get a large water cooler. Bonnie, of course, heavily hints that Clementine should be the one to save the day because she's a useless tool. So Clem goes in only to get almost yoinked by a zombie who was lying behind the shutter the entire time. Mike rushes in and saves Clem, and Bonnie gives a half-assed apology after. Are you fucking kidding me? She was the one who basically forced Clem to do it too, and she proves to be incapable of doing anything right. I almost forgot about this part when I was making this list. This bitch is a fucking gold mine when it comes to being an absolute scumbag. Number 4, she proudly exclaims to the group that an 11-year-old Clementine will protect her from danger. First off, cunt, I ain't protecting you. Why would you even give me this burden? Oh, so I have to look after you now? This moron is in her late 20s and puts all her trust into an 11-year-old child, and now she must get out of her way and watch her own spineless back for her. Well, guess what, princess? It should be the other way round. I mean, the absolute audacity? How dare you put that much pressure on a kid? Number 5, she gives herself too much credit for the jumper she gives to Clem. Guess what? I hated that stupid jumper. I even told her that to her face. Get fucked, Ms. Freckles. She brings it up around 2 or 3 times in the season. She keeps insisting how cool the jumper is and feels proud of herself that she gave it to Clem. It's just a jumper, chill the fuck out, man. Somehow it's uglier than that home wrecker. Come to think of it, it wasn't even that thick either. It's winter. That shit ain't doing anything for me out in the snow. I'm better off without it. Number six, she is an absolute, definitive, unapologetic hypocrite. So later, she describes how she is always being surrounded with these alpha males and how it sucks they are ruining her life. Boo fucking who? But hang on a sec. Hasn't Kenny and Luke been making a lot of the decisions, along with Clem's influence? You continue to suck the teat out of these so called alpha males, but you hate them for being alpha males. It didn't even sink into her that Carver was a bad person until Clem told her. I, of course, disagreed and replied that Lee, the gentleman from the first game, was a good man, and not all men were the same. Tell you what you can do. Take a hike and cry when they aren't there for you to leech off of. Number seven, this one really lit a fire in the dude's belly. She took no responsibility for Luke's death, aka the leader of Clementine's group. So what ended up happening was Luke was about to fall into the icy waters and get himself killed. So I decided to use my quick scoping skills to take out the zombies because I trusted Luke when he said if anyone came near him, he would fall because of too much weight being added onto the ice. Will I succeed in buying Luke more time to get out? Guess what? That ginger crackhead bitch ditched us. Thanks, lady. She steps onto the ice knowing that she was bigger than Clementine and they both fall in. Nice job. You killed Luke. That's absolutely on you. I mean, accountability is not in this thing's dictionary at all. So Luke dies, and I unfortunately save Bonnie by cracking the ice apart. Of course, I fucking hate myself as I'm doing it. Number eight, she blamed Clementine for Luke dying. I literally shouted Fuckyou at the screen. At this point, I had given Bonnie every chance to redeem herself and do things for herself for a change. But holy moly, she made the dude want to strangle the shit out of her. Bonnie blames Clem for allowing Luke to die and claims that I should take responsibility for him dying and that it must be nice being a pretty little girl because everyone will forgive you, as she says. I think you are forgetting that. Yes, I'm an 11-year-old fucking girl, but I also seem to be making 90% of the hardest decisions that you yourself should be making since you are an adult. Now you want to pin your own mistake on me. You want to pin the death of a great character on me. An 11-year-old girl who literally made the best decision in saving him when really the person who caused it is staring across from me. I tell you what, Bonnie, your scumbaggery levels are so bad that it's almost respectable. Number nine, she unapologetically betrays the group. The funny part is, Bonnie didn't even leave on her own. She brought in Mike and that little rat Arvo with her because it's just part of her nature. She leeches off people to survive and provides nothing in return. She easily is dominated by alpha males whilst whining about so-called alpha males. Oh yeah, and let's not forget that she is also robbing supplies from a literal fucking baby that the group is looking after. But that's not even the worst part. Okay, so Arvo is a rat, and he is a very notorious character in the series. I mean, there are actual Reddit groups dedicated to hating this kid, which is fair enough. But I can actually see a motive for his betrayal. He was pressured by his Russian amigos, he lost his family, and he was beaten up big time by cool guy Kenny. So I didn't really hate on him as much as others, even though returning his medicine did me no favors. But wait, get ready for this part. Just when you thought that this rouge-headed bimbo couldn't get any worse, she had let Arvo have a rifle. She let Arvo, knowing that he was no doubt to be trusted, with a fucking rifle. Sure, Mike let him have it too, but so did she. The common denominator of every fuck-up that happens in season 2. So it's no surprise that the rat shoots Clementine and Bonnie has that face from that stupid Pikachu meme. As she's all shocked and surprised. This is the most irresponsible character in the entire Walking Dead franchise. I wouldn't trust this woman to organize a bun fight in a fucking bakery. In fact, just forget everything I just said. Let's pretend that in season 2 that we were spared from this amazing red-headed hero and had to carry on without her unforgettable contributions. Wait, what's that? She contributed nothing? Oh, that's right. You see, if you take out Bonnie, Kenny's group would have had a better chance of dealing with Carver's goons. Clementine wouldn't have almost died getting the water tank. Luke would have had a better chance of surviving. The whole group deals with one less crybaby. Clementine is released from the burden of protecting another grown adult, and it's one less betrayal at the end with that little brat Arno. So, her only contribution, her legacy in the Walking Dead series. Ladies and gentlemen, an ugly ass jumper for Clementine. Thanks for nothing, bitch. I hope I don't meet anyone like this in real life, and I pray when the zombie apocalypse happens that even my worst enemy doesn't have someone like this in their group. She is irresponsible, doesn't have a single ounce of loyalty in her, and she's probably a commie, as Walter would say. It's disgusting. So in conclusion, this lady is a jerk.